Hello everyone, it's Cherrim here, and you might notice I'm not using my face cam in the beginning, and it's because this time I'm with someone else named Gaming Siri. I don't know if you guys follow his channel, but he does put Monkey Ball content as well. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hey guys, this is the Gaming Siri here. I've been doing a few different Monkey Ball analysis videos for the past few months. I started doing this whole big retrospective for the Monkey Ball ROM hack stuff. The first part of that is out at the time of this recording. Second part might be out too, depending on how late you're seeing this.
Yeah, I really recommend you watch his analysis videos. They're pretty cool, actually.
Thanks.
No
I like to think that I'm doing pretty decent work for that. I'm mostly a video editor by trade, as it were. I've done a lot of stuff for the Full Metal Alchemist series with a massive re-edit of the first season of Brotherhood. Free to check that out as well. That's kind of all I've done on YouTube as of now, aside from some really early stuff that, I don't know, I might redo in the future, but for now that stuff isn't up.
I actually didn't know that. That's pretty cool. You guys should definitely check his channel. I'll probably put his link in the description. Yeah. Anyways, him and I are going to be doing this Monkey Ball Touch and Roll tier list. I know this was asked for a little while, and you guys better enjoy this because I literally manually took screenshots of all 120 stages of Touch and Roll. So that was pain to do.
Yeah, nobody else made one, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is surprising.
This game isn't as popular as the first two, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it's the trick with Touch and Roll is that it mostly ports stages from 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It only has a small handful of stages entirely exclusive to it, but it does make minor changes to a lot of the ones that it added.
Yeah, there's
also a bunch of stages that it was going to port that ended up not in the final game.
I think there's Labyrinth, Exam C. Yeah. There's a lot of them. Tracks.
I can't even imagine Exam C and Touch and Roll.
Oh gosh, yeah. What about the name it'd give it? Also, the names here are kind of interesting. But
yeah, they changed them again on top of Deluxe redoing the names and 2 already having them.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, but I guess we can get started because Touch and Roll was my first game, and I honestly enjoyed Touch and Roll. I think it's a pretty fun game, and I consider it the last top tier Monkey Ball game, but that's just me.
I would agree with that. I think we actually have a pretty fun dynamic here because Touch and Roll was basically your first game in the Monkey Ball series, and I just finished Touch and Roll 24 hours ago as of recording this. So we've got two completely different sort of starting points for looking at the game. So I think that'll be interesting to someone who's gone through a bajillion Monkey Ball ROM hacks and, of course, all the official titles up to 1 to Deluxe. I played Junior for 5 minutes. Junior's has some fun levels in it that never got ported as well, but Touch and Roll seems to be the more standout title because it runs better, if nothing else.
Yeah, it also has higher quality levels. I think the only game in the series I've not played is Banana Splits, but it's because I don't have a Vita.
Yeah, I don't have a... Who has a Vita?
Yeah.
As a Wii U owner, who has a Vita?
Yeah, it's just... I don't know. Anyways, let's get started with World 1, Wet and Windy. Alright, so up first we have Elementary, which is just basically plain. I was going to put in the C tier because it's kind of the basic level. That's where also I put plain, so what do you think?
It's just a rectangle. It's where I put plain as well. Oh yeah, for new people, I'll go ahead and put up my tier list for 1 and 2 so that people actually know what I had for those in comparison to what Cherrim had. I didn't do actual videos for them, but here's something so that you have a little bit to go off of for what I thought of those two games. But yeah, I put plain in C as well. This is literally the same level. It goes in C.
Yeah, I agree. Sine Wave. I will put Sine Wave above C tier. I'm not sure which one. I say A or B because I think it's a cool level that kind of teaches the player how to turn because there's walls too. So I don't know. I feel like I'd put sine wave in B tier. What do you think?
I would say the guardrails are really unnecessary, but touch and roll you either control with a D-pad or with a touch screen. So perhaps they aren't for the second stage in the game.
Mhm.
So I'd be willing to put it in B as well. It's also an original stage, so
Mhm.
that's something in its favor.
Makes sense. Next up is Curvature, which is basically a remake of Slopes. Actually, I'm pretty sure this one's a direct port.
Yeah, pretty much. Aside from not having the geometry on the side you can bounce off of, for one
I
pretty
think it's
obscure
still
trick.
there. Because I've still done the shortcut on Curvature.
You can do the shortcut towards the right, but there's a way to bounce off of one of the bigger things in the Sky High level theme and Super, where you can actually bank off of one of those into the goal. I don't think it's actually faster, it just adds style points.
Oh, interesting, actually.
But
I'd probably put it in the B tier, because I think that's where I put Slopes.
yeah, same.
Alright.
I think I put... No, I think Slopes was in B, and I'll keep it there.
Alright, next up is Progenitor, which is a stage that you have to balance on a railing the whole time. It's pretty early for World 1, honestly.
It is, but I'm actually really interested in it because did any stages in 1 and 2 actually have rails? Like, obviously the physics allowed for it.
I think Mixer, if you count that.
Was Mixer the one with like the rotating rails in
Yeah.
1?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess that's the closest we got.
And then
But
Deluxe
that
had
one
Gutter.
sucks.
Yeah. Deluxe had Gutter. I think Progenitor, I think it's a cool concept.
Yeah, I like it as a stage. It is a little early for it, but it's not that bad. I mean, ultimately, it's just teaching you can't just hold forward to win.
Yeah, I think I put Progenitor in like A tier or B tier.
Yeah.
A's fine.
I think I put it in A.
Alright. Next is Bear.
So far, there is no difference between Aaron's and I.
Yeah. I think Bear. So Bear is next, which is just bonus basic.
Yeah. I love bonus basic.
It's
So I'm gonna
especially
put it in
useful in
A.
this game. I was gonna put it
Yeah.
in A as well. It's especially useful in this game if when you're trying to unlock World 12.
Oh my god. 2006 bananas. Let's go.
Also, Anaconda is next. So which is just sliders, but without the starting platform. So it's kind of harder to do the fast strategy here.
Can you still do it? I didn't
I don't
even
know.
try.
I've never tried. So I put
Without
sliders
having an
in S
analog
tier.
stick, I feel like without an
Probably.
analog stick, I feel like most tricks are, if not impossible to do in touch and roll, are way more difficult to pull off,
Mhm.
and they already were.
Yeah. I know I put
Um,
sliders in S tier for Super Monkey Ball 2, but I feel like since it's harder to do the trick and stuff, it might move it down to A tier.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's a little slow without being able to do any sort of skip in it.
Alright. Anaconda is going in the A tier. And next is Fluctuant Travelator, which is a stage where there's just bumps and stuff. It's pretty much a straightforward one. And then it has a harder counterpart in World 12.
So is this the one where sort of the stage like shifts up and down in like thin lines
Yep.
as you go up and down? I kind of like the gimmick with that. I don't know if it's quite A tier. It's a little short.
I put it in the B tier, honestly.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
Alright, next is Swath, which is just wide bridge. But the bananas, I believe, move with the bridge, which in Super Monkey Ball 1 they don't. This is why Wet and Windy is good to grind bananas on.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go figure. The first stages of these just wanted to get a lot of bananas in, but it seems like it almost was kind of engineered for it compared to the other ones.
I never really liked wide or narrow bridge. I thought they were okay, honestly. It's kind of annoying that you gotta wait.
Yeah, the fact that you can't do first cycle exactly on I think narrow bridge specifically.
Yeah, I put Swath in the C tier, but that's just me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's inoffensive. The fact that the bananas also trail with the beam helps.
Yeah. Hmm.
Waste less of your time.
Yeah. Next is assimilate, and this one you can actually hold up on, but it's just platforms moving back and forth with bumps. I think doing this the normal way is kind of hard for World 1, but you can literally hold up to win, which kind of ruins a good chunk of the stage for me, but
Mm.
I don't know, I never really liked this stage. I would put it in the D tier, but I don't know if you'd agree with that or not.
Yeah, I would say so. It's fast. I think there's a similar stage in Adventure, I want to say.
I think so. I think it's
Yeah,
called
and I think
Shuffle.
this
It's
one
called
is better
Shuffle,
because
right?
it has more going on.
Yeah. And next is Spiral Staircase, which I think is a pretty cool final stage for the first world.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily put it in S,
I put it
but it
in
does have a
A.
cool effect to it.
I put it in A.
Mm. Yeah.
Did you also put it A in yours?
Yeah, I'll put it in A.
And
Sorry, I know I'm not technically screen sharing on your side. I can.
No, you're good. You're good, my guy. Anyways, that is it for World 1. Now it's time for World 2. Okay, so first up we have Mini Bump, which is just bump.
So I think you put all of the second and third rectangle in C tier as well. I actually put it a step
did.
down. I usually put all of the rehash stages in step down unless they did something really interesting.
Really? Huh, I never knew. I'd probably just put Mini Bump in C tier. I'm guessing you'd put it in D tier.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean,
It's just
either
the
way
same
is
stage with the bump.
understandable. I mean, it's an inoffensive level, and that's usually my barometer for C tier, but it's an inoffensive level I've already played.
Mm-hmm. Next is Double Scepter, which is just basically an easier version of Banks.
Hmm.
Because the Banks also has a version in here as well. The stage is basically Banks, but it's like the slopes go inward instead of outward.
Yeah.
It's okay, honestly. I think I'd put it in C tier.
Yeah.
Next is Offsetting Incline, which is a stage where you go uphill 3 times and it gets thinner, I guess. I don't know. I feel like that's also C tier for me.
Mm-hmm. It's inoffensive, but not interesting.
Yeah. And next up is Pinsir, which is not the Pokemon, but it's basically spiky. But it's slower.
Yeah.
It moves slower.
Yeah, it's even slower, and it was already kind of slow.
Yeah.
So that doesn't particularly bode well for it.
Yeah,
It's
I'm gonna
still,
put
like,
Pinsir in the
an
D tier.
inoffensive-
Oh, what's
yeah,
up?
I would agree.
Yeah.
Normally, I would put it and see if it was like at least a little bit faster. Like this is just gonna bland.
Alright, next up is Depressions, and it's kind of a sad name, but I think it's called Depressions because of the hills.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, there's 49 bananas and not 50, so I don't know.
F tier.
You say F tier?
49 instead of 50 bananas. That's a ripoff.
I don't know. It's an okay bonus stage. I think I'd put it in C tier, honestly.
Yeah, I'd say C is a good spot for it.
Next up is Starfish, which is what I think Reversible Gear's name should have been, because it's underwater.
Yeah, I was about to say, it doesn't make any sense that the starfish is in the jungle level.
Yeah. There's no
It's not a
underwater
thing.
level here. It's kind of weird.
No, there isn't.
There's a waterfall, which is World 4, but that's it. And then World 2 is kind of a waterfall as well.
There's a lot of like water in the background of some of these stage aesthetics, but never actually a water stage. No underwater theme of any kind, which is weird because that's in like every Monkey Ball game.
Yeah. Also, Starfish moves a lot weirder than reversible gear.
Yes, this one tripped me up without having an analog stick. Timing that correctly, that was a problem.
Yeah, not really a fan. I'm just gonna put Starfish in the D tier.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a C or a D.
You know what I realized about this world? There are only like 3 original stages for this one. For 6 through 10 is
Yes,
all
so
SMB
far.
1 and 2.
Hmm.
But next up is Deviant Drop, which is just jump single, pretty much. It's the same, honestly. I put jump single
Yeah.
in A tier, I think, last time.
Yeah.
So, I'll probably
Jump
just put it there.
Jump single's a B for me. I do like how it teaches you to actually control sort of incline jumps like this. I think it's a little late for it to be here. This should have probably been in World 1.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, the difficulty
where's
curve in this
line?
game doesn't make sense.
No, not at all. That's another thing I noticed as I was playing it. It
World
is
3 has
very
some
all over the
doozies.
place. World 9 is easily the hardest stage in the entire game, and there's 3 more after it. So,
Yeah. Anyways, next up is receding curves, which is just curves.
Yeah, they just added a prefix, I guess.
And curves is never fun to begin with, so
No,
put
it
that in
only
D.
had some very mild skips, and that was it. It's not awful, but it's not engaging particularly.
Mm-hmm. And next up is displacement, which is blocks pretty much.
But without the dole.
Yeah. So honestly, I put it in the B tier, I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure I put it in the B tier because of the Dole logo, and now I'm probably gonna put it in the C tier because there is no Dole logo.
There's no product placement.
Yeah.
I
I don't
want
even think there's
my
Dole bananas
ads.
here. The bananas
No,
look
I
weird
think
here. They look so naked without the Dole logo.
It's even worse in Adventure.
Yeah,
Man,
I agree.
don't know what they. But it's weird here, and I don't think they ever. I think they made a deal with Chiquita for a game later on,
was
and that
Deluxe,
was
right?
kind of it.
Wasn't Deluxe
No, it
the
wasn't
Chiquita
Deluxe.
bananas? Oh no, it wasn't.
Deluxe still kept all the Dole stuff, I think. Maybe it scrubbed it. I don't remember now.
Well, Dance Master and Blocks didn't have the Dole logo in Deluxe either.
Hmm. Okay, so by then it was gone.
Yeah.
Product placement.
Mhm.
So I guess it was only like maybe a 2 or 3 game deal for Dole.
Maybe. Anyways, next is Labyrinthine, which is just collapse.
Yeah, now we have a stage called Labyrinth that isn't Labyrinth, which I think happens again later on too, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's actually called Labyrinthine. There's an INE at the end.
Right.
I don't know why, but I'd say C tier.
Yeah, it'd probably be a B tier with an analog stick.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's kind of a problem with touch and roll in general in an upward battle. At least for me to figure out how to play it properly was going from an analog stick to a D-pad for a lot of these stages did feel unnatural.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Anyways, now it's time for World 3. Okay, so first up is Racket, which is basically simple, but it has a shorter starting platform, so it's technically a little bit shorter. I don't know. I put simple in the C tier because it's just simple. Or did I put it in the B tier because it looks a little better? It doesn't matter. Honestly,
Yeah.
Racket's a cooler name though, because it's shaped like a tennis racket, kind of.
Yeah, it is actually shaped like one. It should not be this late. I
Yeah.
think it's its biggest fault. This should not be in
World
So
3.
we're in World 3 now. Sorry, I can't talk.
You're good.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
I'd
this
put
is
Racket in
late.
B tier.
I'd put it in C. It'd be in B if maybe it started World 2 or something.
Makes sense. Oops, sorry. Next up is Basin, which is just bowl from SMD1.
Basic bowl.
C tier for me.
Yeah. Um, it sure is.
Mhm.
It's just kind of there.
Mhm. Yeah. Next is Parasite, which is Coaster, but it's a lot shorter.
Yeah, I think there's a longer version of Coaster in the game. I don't know. I
In the
checked cutting room
files,
before
right?
yesterday.
I
I
think
can't
no, I
remember.
think you're right.
Yeah, I can imagine how that didn't go well in testing though, so they had to make it shorter.
Yeah, probably because it was like too big or something.
Yeah, it probably also tanked performance, which is not a good thing in touch and roll since it already can't keep a rock solid 60.
Yeah. I'm probably just gonna put Parasite in the A tier because it's not as good as Coaster.
Yeah, Coaster is a pretty S tier level, so
Hmm.
and just making it shorter kind of takes away a lot from it. I'd probably put it in B.
Hmm. Interesting. Next up is Web Matrix, which I think is a cool level. I think it's A tier.
It's
My
it's like those
personal.
like metal jungle gym things you'd see on playgrounds. What I
Yeah,
immediately thought of with the design.
yeah.
All the
I,
hexagon.
it's either you can go around and avoid the bumpers, or go through the center and then just go around the bumpers. I think it's pretty cool. You get to like kind of choose what you want to do. I'm probably gonna put Web Matrix in the A tier. I don't know about you though.
Uh, I'd probably put it in B, but I do still like it quite a bit.
All right,
Yeah, I think I might actually put it in A.
nice. Anyways, next up is next up is Reverberate, which is just bonus grid, but you can actually kill yourself if you're trying to speedrun because there's no walls. I know, like, I know
I guess
if I'm
that's
trying to speed
technically a
through.
point in its favor.
Yeah, I know if
Kind
I'm
of.
trying to speed through, like, I always want to skip bonus levels, but like, I don't know, Reverberate or bonus grid, you can't. There's walls and you can't really kill yourself.
Yeah,
And
you
then,
just have to. And you just have to play the stage.
yeah, so Reverberate, I think wins points for me. I put it in A tier, honestly. Also, you get
Yeah,
60
same.
seconds, so if you mess up, you can still get all the bananas.
Still totally get it. Yeah.
Anyways, next up is Beveled Edges, which is basically Unrest, but it does not tilt as steep.
Hmm.
Which just makes it 10 times easier.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in C.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Mhm.
A lot of
Yeah.
these desert stages seem to be
Yeah.
not quite as bad as jungle. Jungle was kind of rough, honestly, looking back on it.
Yeah. Next up is Betting Course, which is a cool original stage, but it's way too hard for World 3.
Yeah, this should have been much later in the game. It is a cool original stage, though.
I'm gonna put Betting Course in the A tier because I'm not ranking mine based on where they're placed, but how they play. I know you're doing it on where they place too.
Yeah, I'm at least putting it into account somewhat. I do like that it's an original stage. It is definitely more of a difficulty spike. I think if it was the last stage of World 3, I could kind of get it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So I think I'm willing to actually push it to A for that.
All right. Next up is Halo, which is literally just a circle.
Just a circle. We need something that the DS can run.
Yeah. I mean, it's it gets a little bit steeper towards the end, but yeah. I don't know. Halo. It's a C tier for me. You can't even do anything fun with it.
No, I might actually put it down to D for that. It's just a circle.
Mhm. Next is Infinity, which is 2 circles.
It's the first half of Opera, and
That's
then
right.
later on, you get the second half of Opera.
Yeah.
I don't know why they decided to cut the level in half. I'm guessing the DS just didn't have the horsepower.
That's probably it, honestly.
I mean, it was a lot of polygons.
Yeah. Also, I don't like opera as a whole, so having them split into 2 stages is actually good for. I think is good.
It does kind of remind me of what they probably would have done if they'd kept the Monkey Ball 1 style for 2, where they redid levels later on.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably what they would have done with Opera instead of making it one big level.
Mm-hmm. I think I'd put Infinity in the B tier. That's just me.
Yeah, I guess I'd agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's still fun, even if it's only the first half of Opera.
Yeah. And lastly is Millipede, which I think is S tier, because I think Millipede's a cool level. It's not super difficult, and it's got a cool concept that things at the end are like a millipede's legs, and you just gotta avoid the red line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember this one.
So I'm putting Millipede in the S tier. You also put it there?
It's one of the more memorable levels from Touch and Roll's original roster, so...
I agree. Alright, looks like we're done with Blistering Sands, World 3. Now it's time for Fantasine Falls, World 4. Okay, so first up is Epicenter, which is just hollow, but it's a lot harder to do skip because the starting platform is shorter.
Mm-hmm. So you still can, though.
You can.
Because I didn't even try with how short the platform was.
I have done it. It's a lot harder, though. And I know I put hollow in S tier, but I'm debating if I want to put Epicenter in S or A tier.
The fact that you can still do the skip even if it is harder implies that I would keep it in S.
Yeah, I think you're right. So Epicenter is going in the S tier. And next is...
It definitely is...
Oh, you can go first.
For the skip anyway, for the skip to do it correctly is way too difficult to be in World 4, but besides that, it is still a solid level.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Mm-hmm. Next is Wavy Brick Road, which is just your generic wavy level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a classic case of C-tier-itis.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Not the itis part, but... And I say we have our first F tier level, which is Roller Coaster.
Oh yeah?
Stage sucks. I think it's so dumb that if you go too fast, you'll fall off, and if you go too slow, you'll miss the goal, and then you'll be stuck in the middle of the stage, which will break into pieces and then fall off.
Should say something that I barely even remember this one. I'm gonna go back through my footage real quick to see if I can figure out how this one even went.
It's basically like Progenitor, right? Because you're on a rail, but you have to go down and then up into the goal.
Oh, it's the second rail stage.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I put it in F. It's definitely a D.
For me, it's
not
F.
It's not as sharp as the first rail stage.
Yeah. Anyways, next is Descending Rings, which is basically cascade or downhill from Super Monkey Ball 2.
Except you don't have the mini map, and that's actually the first time I noticed you didn't have it.
Oh yeah, that's right. There is no mini map.
Because before then you just never needed it, but this time I was like, oh man, I'm gonna do the skip, and I was like, wait, which stair is it?
Yeah.
And realized I couldn't actually figure it out, so I just had to do it normally, like a plebeian.
Imagine if Launchers is in this game.
Oh, we already kind of have it, and it's in the hardest world.
That's true. Anyways, I put Descending Rings in C tier. Oh, what?
I can't even imagine putting the regular launchers into this engine, though.
I think it was in the files.
Was it?
I think it was one of the
stages. It had to have been scaled down. There's no way.
Yeah.
I want to see how that runs with somebody who's modded the game to load it.
I think.
But yeah, this one's yeah, this one's D tier for me because you can't do the skip.
C tier for me.
Normally anyway.
Next is Cells, which I don't find this bonus stage kind of fun. It's kind of annoying. See all the minutes. It's like bonus bumpy, but worse.
Yeah, it's just bonus bumpy on steroids, really.
Yeah, I'm putting Cells in the D tier.
I'll put it in C. It's not that bad, but
also just like Depressions, it has 49 bananas instead of 50.
Oh, well, now that you said that.
I feel like these next two stages are way too easy for World 4, but Scythe is next.
Yeah, these are easier than the first batch, actually. This probably should have been flipped.
Yeah.
At
So
least partially.
I think World 4 is probably the second easiest world.
Yeah.
Inside and C tier. And
Besides it.
Serrated is next, which is just Cassiopeia, but without it moving.
Yeah, I noticed that was weird because I was always expecting it to move and it never did.
Yeah.
So that takes away the entire like point of the level.
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
that's my first F tier.
Really?
Because
I'm putting
like
this one in C.
it removes the point of the original level design.
Hmm.
So I kind of feel like it's lost something pretty important in translation.
I'm putting this in C tier. Next is Oscillating Waves, which I think is a pretty fun level. It's a fun wavy level. You just gotta avoid the bumpers and you can go fast on it. And it's also tilted downwards, so if you get stuck in the middle, you can easily get back up.
Yeah,
I'm putting Oscillating Waves in the A tier.
I think I'd agree.
Next is Oblivion, which is basically Fall Down, but with a much darker name.
Yeah, jeez.
It's the same. I think this one's like also one of the unchanged ones.
Yeah. And I already liked Fall Down, so.
Yeah. I'm putting this one in B.
Say the same. Lost nothing in translation. So.
This next one is Whirl, which is just spiral, but the starting platform is thicker and the goal is sideways. So it's much harder to do the skip.
Yeah, in general, both of the whirlpool type level models are way harder to do the skip in.
Oh gosh, don't even get me started on that other one.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
For this one, it's already rough.
Yeah.
And it's slow to do it normal.
I'm gonna put Whirl in the C tier as well.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Alright, cool. Now we finished World 4. Now it's time for World 5, Polivar Lava, which I don't even know what that word means. What the heck does Polivar mean?
Polivar? Is it Polivar?
No, it's Parlarvar. Like, that's the name of the world, Polivar Lava. Like, I don't know what that word means.
Polivar. The first thing that shows up is Polivar Lava on the Super Monkey Ball wiki. They just made this up.
Wow, they just definitely made that word up.
Anyway. I remember I was watching, not to get too off topic here, but just for a second, just because I got some deja vu here. Hunter x Hunter, the 1999 version, has an episode called Hell's Ear, and apparently that's some sort of like turn of phrase they have in that series, at least in the subtitles. And I was like, huh, I've never heard that. If that's some sort of like idiom thing that just kind of exists. And then I look it up, and the first thing that shows up is Hell's Ear on the Hunter x Hunter wiki. So
I didn't know that.
They just kind of made it up. Sounds cool.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get started on those levels. Alright.
Okay.
With the cryptically named Polivar Lava, we start off with Deviation, which is just downhill from SMB1. What tier did I put downhill in? I thought it was okay, honestly.
Downhill's fine. Downhill hard isn't actually harder. It's kind of longer.
I believe downhill hard is also in the files.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. This isn't a hard level in the model. Kind of surprised they didn't put it in somewhere.
I'm gonna put Deviation in the C tier.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And next up is Sword, which is just walking, but without the extra handle with the banana bunch.
Which kind of sucks, because that's one of my favorite parts of this level.
Yeah.
The original.
But it does live up to the name. Like, it actually looks like a sword, no?
Yeah. Maybe if it kind of like moved with like a sword swing motion, that'd be neat. I know that'd make it significantly harder, but
it would make the stage more original. I'm gonna put Sword in
I don't know.
In the C tier.
I think I put it in either B or A from SMB1, so I think C's a fair placement.
Next up is Slot, which is just Repulse. Ironically, because Repulse is after walking in Super Monkey Ball 1.
Hmm.
It's the same stage, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this one in C tier as well. So far, everything is C
I'd
tier.
agree.
Oh gosh, the
Batting
next
1,000 here.
one. Oh gosh, the next one. Long Winding Road, which I think is the first original stage in this one, and there's only 3 original stages in this world. And Long Winding Road's okay. Honestly, I like it. A lot of people hate it. I think it's better than Curved Bridge. It reminds me of Curved Bridge.
Oh,
but
it's
it's
sort
a
of
lot better.
shape goes like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Curved Bridge is kind of a weak final level in 2.
Mhm.
I would say this was kind of tighter overall.
Yeah.
It also played okay with the D-pad, which is handy.
Yeah, but it's still a long, curvy wire level, so I'm still putting it in C tier as well.
I'll put it in B. I'll try to be a little nice to it.
Yeah, don't be mean like Cherrim.
Poor made-up name Lava. It needs something.
Next is Pit, which is just rising inclines, bowl, tub, whatever you call this stage in Super Monkey Ball 2. And just without a goal. So they actually expect you to collect all 50 bananas.
Which is ridiculous, because it's even harder than it is in 2.
Yeah, because of the controls. Honestly,
Like, that's just mean.
Pit's going in the F tier for me. Actually, no, I'll put
I
it
don't
in
know
the
if
D tier.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I was gonna put it in D because that's just mean. That like it's not hard to SD in this level, I guess, if you just want to fall off and end it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Still, like, yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
Not a fan of that.
Yeah. Next up is Conveyor, which is just middle jam.
I don't remember if this had better hit detection or not. I think with the D-pad it was actually kind of better.
Yeah, I think it's like the same, honestly. So, I think I put Conveyor in the B tier.
I think I'd agree.
And next is Formation, which is stepping stones without the starting platform. And for some reason,
like
the
how they
floor
just-
is still blue.
Yeah, they just kept it blue. Like, is that supposed to be some sort of weird illusion reference thing that
Mm-hmm.
didn't exactly pan out? I mean, it kind of looks nice having the sort of turquoise jade look over the lava effect.
Yeah,
I kind of wish they stuck with it.
I think Formation would go in the A tier.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And next is Swing, which is just 3 swings, which can be
Yeah, I
a little
like this
tricky. Yeah, it's a little tricky, but I think once you know how to do it, like, it's pretty good.
It's got a cool connect.
I put it in A
As far
tier.
as original stages go,
Mhm.
this is pretty solid.
Next is Tunnel Vision. I'm not sure about this one. It's okay. I think the regular goal, or the goal on the red thing, is kind of hard to get sometimes. I'm putting Tunnel Vision in B tier because it's still cool. It's a cool original level.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'd agree.
And last but not least, we have Leviathan, which is just Exam B, but there's ridges at the end, so the curve is a lot easier. And you can still do the skip.
Yeah. I recognize that the skip is still intact, and therefore it can maintain. I think I put this one in A, actually, in SMP 1.
I think I also put this one in A. Or did I put
Just
it
to
in B?
maintain its rank because it didn't screw up one of its key elements.
Yeah. However, that last wire is a lot easier, and it's weird how Exam B is before
Yeah,
Exam A
well,
in
it
this
had to
game. Yeah.
There
It's
was
weird.
no way with even the touchscreen controls that would have been doable.
Yeah. But Exam B is before Exam A in this game.
Yeah, that is weird, actually.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You good?
Yeah, sorry.
You're good. Anyways,
Need to drink some water.
Oh, yeah, relatable. Anyways, that's it for Karlovar Lava. Now let's get started to Ice Lolly Land. Alright, now we enter World 6, the Ice World. And The first level is a harder version of Sine Wave, and it's called Meandering Road.
This is just Sine Wave without the
walls.
guardrails, right?
Yeah.
Well, Sine Wave was already a B. This is just kind of the same thing, but less hand-holdy.
I'm putting in B as well.
Yeah, I'll put it in B. I thought about A, but then realized I don't know if Sine Wave, even without the guardrails, is an A tier level. It does its job, it's fine. But...
Yeah. And next is Slalom, which is just hairpin.
I kind of see why they put this in the ice level theme. It does kind of remind me of like a slalom course.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of late to have this stage. But I think it's still good.
I'm gonna put it in B tier.
I'll put it in B as well. It's got a nice recontextualization to it, which is a pretty rare feat to accomplish in one of these things.
Yeah. Coil is next, and Coil's going in the F tier for me because I dread whenever I see this stage because it's so long and boring.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of the one stage with the curved wires. Oh, that's right. It's actually in this one. I forgot they had it. That makes this even more worthless. This is F tier. They have the one with the curved wires from 1, where it procedurally gets like smaller and smaller as you loop around it. So I don't know why this is even here.
Yeah. Alright, next is Tilted Stretch, which is just swing bar. Which reminds me that swing bar long is also one of the unused stages.
I'm willing to bet that for swing bar, it's mostly just easier because you have a D-pad. You don't have to worry about not pushing far enough on the analog stick or anything. It's pretty manageable.
Yeah.
It's a C tier.
I agree. Next is Roulette, which is I think is a really cool bonus stage. It's got 50 bananas, and it's actually a pretty challenging bonus stage. Like I've gotten the bananas multiple times, like all of them, but then sometimes I don't. I actually really like this one. I'm putting Roulette in the A tier. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd agree.
This is a fun one.
Much else to add, but yeah, it's a solid level.
Acute is next, which is just floor bent floor.
Yeah, this one's a lot easier with the D-pad, actually, from my experience.
No, yeah, I agree. But I'm gonna put this one in C tier anyway.
Yeah, it's still just it's just kind of there.
Yeah. Next is, and it's probably the best name in the entire game, A Menacing Conclusion, which is just Exam A.
And then it's also not... This one tripped me up, because I see Menacing Conclusion. I die once on it, actually. And then I finish the stage, and I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, we're done, right? 3 more levels after this.
That's true. It's called Menacing Conclusion, but it's not the last level.
Not much of a conclusion, is it?
Yeah.
F tier.
Really?
It's not a conclusion.
I'm putting this one in B tier.
I mean, it's still exam. It's exam A. In all honesty, it's a B tier level. But
yeah.
I'm tempted to put it in F just for that.
That's pretty funny. I think. Oh yeah. Next is Impediment, which is just stairs, but they constantly like flip over sometimes. Why is it called impediment? Like speech impediment? Like
I don't know.
But I don't like
all
the stage.
stages in Monkey Ball are technically impediments. They're obstacles.
True.
I don't really.
I'm putting this one in D tier.
Let's not read too much into these.
I'm putting this one in D tier. Oh what?
Did you say B tier or D tier?
D tier.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Next is Free Ride, which I like this one because you can either chill on the cart and just get the bananas and just chill there, or you could just use the rails and just go on ahead.
Oh, so you can actually balance on the rails. I didn't even try. I just kind of took the car ride.
Oh yeah, you can balance on the rails because there's actually bananas on there. Yeah, Free Ride's
a cool level.
Yeah.
I might go
say-
an S.
Really? Yeah, I say
that's
S
a
tier
cool
too.
rating.
Something interesting about that level is when it says like ready, go, and it shows a picture of I. It's like the Super Monkey Ball 2 design for I.
Mm.
Which is
Well, that's
interesting
another
'cause-
thing that's in the cutting room floor for this game. That they have 3D models for Banana Blitz II and AV II.
Yeah, this game
which
was a
is
weird transition between the two designs.
Yeah, well, you can tell that there's some design stuff that just didn't stick afterward. Like, I think it's Mimi's red shoes that are only in this game and never again.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Anyways, last stage for Ice Lolly Land is Fluctuation, which is just Excursion, but without the damn glare.
Hmm. Excursion. Except now you have to do wires with a D-pad, and they did not make them wider. At least
That's
I don't think they did.
They did not.
And that's, yeah, I think this was the first stage I used save state on.
Huh. I'm putting this
for-
one in D
for playing
tier.
touch and roll. It's just, I think it's an F for me.
Hmm.
That's pretty rough.
F for
Maybe if they made the
Fluctuation.
wires semi-playable. Granted, I wasn't playing on official hardware. I couldn't actually use the touch controls very effectively. I get the feeling it wouldn't have been fun with those either.
I had this game on the DS. Honestly, nah. With the touch to control, I never used them. They're not good,
Yeah.
honestly. Yeah, and Interval would disagree. And Interval, if you're watching this, I disagree.
Well, I think that okay. So I was watching a My Life in Gaming episode that was talking about Mario 64 DS, which had basically the exact same analog control. And apparently, on those original DS things where they had the little button at the base of the wrist strap, you were actually supposed to put that over the base of your thumb, and then you could basically use it like an analog stick.
Mhm.
And apparently, that makes it better. Still not the same. You still don't get the feedback from it properly. I can't. Not particularly well, anyway.
Yeah. Well, that is it then. That is it for Ice Lolly Land. Next is World 7 Tempest Storm.
Ooh, spooky.
Yep, spooky indeed. Let's start with Deception. Deception is basically ruin, but the goal is all the way in the back this time.
Mhm.
And as with the other rectangle stages, I'm putting this in C.
I appreciate that it's actually the slightest bit different from its SMB1 counterpart.
Mhm.
But it's still just one of the rectangles. You can still hold forward to win. It's still a D tier.
There are a lot of hold up to win stages in this game. I realize.
Yeah, more commonly than in the first two games, I'd say.
Yeah. Anyways, next up is Lateral Undulation, which is just Cassiopeia, but it's a little
They
bit
moved
faster.
this time.
Yeah, it's a little bit faster too.
Yeah, I actually like this one.
I'm putting this one in B.
I would agree.
Next is Suspension, which is just Narrow Bridge.
Mhm.
Uh,
Quite late in the game to have this. But,
yeah.
I mean, it works. There's nothing wrong with how it functions. It's a C.
Yeah, I agree. Next is Undulating Road.
Undulating Road. What a
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, it's just a path with a bunch of bumps and stuff. And Stage 9 is very similar to this one.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna put Undulating Road in the B tier.
Yeah, I think it's solid.
And next is the bonus stage for this world, Skate Park, which is basically Rampage but without the goal. Like, do you really expect me to collect all 46 bananas?
Yeah, this one is absolutely ludicrous. I mean, it's not quite as bad as one of the later ones.
Oh yeah.
Where, yeah, I think it's actually the last bonus stage in the game. It's dumb.
Yeah, I'm putting Skate Park
But-
in D tier.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm willing to put it in C. It at least sort of has a fun like model and aesthetic to it. It actually does kind of feel like a skate park, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool, I guess. It is kind of dumb. It doesn't have the full 50 bananas, and when I say that, that's all it takes to move it down one tier.
Makes sense. I don't know. Not many of Super Monkey Ball 2's bonus stages are good.
Yeah, they're definitely a lot weaker than the first games. I talk about that in the SMB 1 versus 2 comparison.
Yeah. Anyways, next up is Congealment, or Congealment. I don't know how to pronounce this level. This is just Block Slim.
Yeah.
I don't even know what this word means.
To congeal. Sort of like... It's kind of hard to describe. It's almost like to solidify.
Well...
But two things sort of solidify into one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess is accurate enough.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Even though
putting
it's
this in the
hollow.
B tier. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It's like blocks, but harder and more challenging. Next is Plummet Chasm, which is just jump double, but without the bumpers at the last ring.
Yeah.
Which makes
Can
it
you
better.
do the skip from back on this?
Yeah.
I
I'm
go
putting this one in
backwards.
B tier.
Agreed.
Next is Tornado, which I don't really like this one. It's
This
cool.
is one of the deluxe exclusive stages, wasn't it?
No, this one's not in Deluxe. None
Maybe
of
I'm
the
thinking of a
stages
ROM
here.
hack then.
Maybe. I know there are a couple of ROM hacks that use touch and roll stages, but none of the Deluxe exclusive stages are here. And not even in the files either.
Well, I guess that makes sense. This was the year after, not the year before.
I think in Japan it came out the same year as Deluxe. Yeah.
That's kind of interesting though, because I never really thought about that. That AV was still sort of around when touch and roll was happening.
Yeah. But for this
But I guess
stage...
they had minimal involvement.
I was gonna say for this stage, I'm putting it in C tier. It's cool to go fast at the beginning, but then when the walls go away, you gotta like go slow.
You actually have to balance, and it's not a particularly tricky balance. It's just you can't go fast with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at least it
that's
matches
something
the aesthetic.
Yeah, it functions.
And next is Rippling Road, which I find to be a very fun level. I'm actually gonna put this one in S tier.
Yeah, it's an ARS for me.
Yeah, this one's really fun.
It's a lot of fun.
And
Yeah, sure, it'll put me nuts.
nice. And lastly is Rotary Bypass. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, it reminds me a bit of the water wheel stage, the NGU
Oh yeah.
thing, except a lot easier.
You could they also have the little indicators to show which direction they're going in. I think it's alright. I'm gonna put this one in B.
Yeah, I'll put it in. Yeah, I'll put it in B. It's a fun stage.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it for Tempest Storm. Now let's move on to World 8, Meteorite Mayhem. So, this is the first out of the 3 space worlds, because there's 3 space worlds in this game for some reason.
Yeah, kind of odd, but
Yeah.
Roll with it.
Hollow Diamond is first, which is just diamond, but the warp goal path is a lot harder, and I mean a lot harder.
Yeah, I hate this.
Really?
S tier. I hate the warp goal section. I had to try it I game over twice before I actually managed to get it half decently. I'm not great with the D-pad controls, so
it's also really
that
late
was,
to put diamond here.
I would normally say yes, and for the regular goal, it's definitely a very easy way to start. But for that warp goal, man, it probably deserved to be a 9 or 10.
Yeah. Also, the warp goals don't actually warp you too.
Yeah, which is odd.
Yeah, they're just there to unlock World 11.
Yeah, they're literally just secrets, Easter egg type things to get more of the game.
I just put Hollow Diamond in A tier.
Well, I mean, regular Hollow Diamond I would put in A or S tier. This, on the other hand, I feel very strongly about this one. I like it.
Makes sense. Especially because to 100% the game, you need to get the Whirlpool.
Yeah, you have to do it. It's not optional, unless you
Yeah.
want to stop at World 10,
Yeah.
which I did it first.
Yeah, so I told you about World 11 and 12.
hmm Yeah,
Next up is
I would have figured it out eventually.
Yeah. Next up is Spiral Under Stars, which is just a spiral staircase level like the other one, but a lot harder.
There's a cool skip in this one where you can sort of trip at near the start of it and just sort of sideway jam into the goal.
Dude, honestly,
So
I can
I really
only do
like
the skip on this level. I can't do this level the normal way. It gets way too thin at the end.
Oh yeah, it's basically impossible to do it generically.
In here. Because I know in Community Pack 1.5, like that Monkey Ball hack, like Spiral Under Stars is 510. And it's a lot easier to do the normal way.
Well, yeah, because you have an analog stick.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely changes the feel for this game.
I like
Quite
this
a bit.
level. It's kind of hard, but I'm putting it in the B tier.
I'll put this one in C.
Makes sense. Okay. Next up is Background, which is just... yeah, nice pun. Which is curvature, but without the last thin wire.
Yeah, which is nice of them.
I know
it
NGU
also-
remade the stage and called it Curvature Easy.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is what it is. It makes the other spiral stage completely obsolete. I actually don't mind curvature in an SMB1 base, so the fact that this one doesn't have the obnoxious last one probably puts it in B for me.
I agree.
But I have much more patience for wires than you do, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I put Bridge Master in S tier, and I feel like that's not normal.
I put Bridgemaster in C tier. Yo, if we were playing Monkey Ball Arcade, I'd put Bridgemaster higher because it looks so cool in that game.
Yeah, I love the aesthetic of. That's the best thing about Donikin's SMB arcade remaster pack is that all of the stages are in that aesthetic, and Wave Master looks so good in it.
Anyways, next is Staircase, which is just stairs from SMB1, but with the touch and roll controls. So, if I could make it lower than F, I would.
It's time to add the Shadow Realm.
The Shadow Realm, like Donkey's tier list video.
I have a Shadow Realm in my SMB1 tier list, and I'll have one in 2.
For 2, I
in
have
my
a Z
SMB2
tier.
tier list, I'll have a Shadow Realm tier list, and then below Shadow Realm will be Arthropod, which just gets a tier to itself, a cold hell dedicated to it. But
yeah. But thankfully,
Yeah,
we
it's-
leave the stage. Oh, sorry, you can go first.
oh no, I didn't have anything else to add really.
Oh, you're good. I would say, thankfully, we leave the stage behind us, and Spinning Sun is next as the bonus stage, which I think is an S tier bonus stage.
I would agree.
Because it's
Best
easy.
bonus stage in the game.
Yeah, it's like you can get the bananas like pretty easily, and also it's like requires some challenges. Also, there's 54 bananas, so there's more than 50. And
Yeah,
keep in-
exactly. That's how you should do it.
Yeah, and keep in mind like 10 bananas is an extra life here. So think about like, for example, we'll go back to bonus basic. It's like
It's true.
that's 5 extra lives right off the bat. Same with here.
But for every one of the 49 banana ones, it's only 4. That's a big difference.
True. Anyways, next is Parallel Peaks, which is just windy slide, whatever you call it. C for me.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Not much to say.
Circular Waves is next, which is it's a pretty cool original level.
Yeah, this one's neat. There's a stage like it in Adventure, and this is certainly better than that one was. Not that that's hard.
Yeah. I'm putting Circular Waves in B.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot.
Alright, Obstacle Course is next, which is just Destruction. Destruction 100.
Yeah.
I think it's better than Labyrinthine or Collapse, so I'm putting this one in B as well.
Hmm. Well, it's just a harder version of
Yeah.
Red Team.
And next is Pinball Pursuit, which is this is actually a cool concept for a level.
Yeah, I
It's-
love the idea of this one.
but it's
It's
kind
not
of
fun to play.
it's kind of annoying.
It's
Like
kind of a mess.
yeah, because there's bumpers everywhere. I don't know if any of you
It
guys
should have
have
been a
seen.
bonus stage.
That's true, actually. This could work as a bonus stage. But I was gonna say, if any of you guys saw my playthrough of Touch and Roll, you remember that I got stuck inside the bumper in this one.
Oh, you can do that? Like the
Yeah,
collision?
I didn't even realize you can get stuck
Interesting.
inside the bumper in this one. It's a cool concept, but it does not play that well. So I'm gonna put this one in B tier as well.
I like the concept, but the execution is pretty poor. Just from what you said there, with that the collision is even off in it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it in C. Definitely has a lot of potential, though. I'd love to see a bonus stage based off of this.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna put this one in C as well. And lastly, we have Road to Nowhere, which is just Wind, and Wind already sucks, so this one sucks too.
This is F tier.
Yep. I don't even know why it's the final. It's the final stage too. It's so anticlimactic for this world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyways, that's it for Meteorite Mayhem. Now let's head to World 9, Big Bang Boom. Yep. And this one I consider is the second hardest world, honestly.
I would say this is the hardest world.
Really, I think World 12 is harder, but that's just me.
12 has some very tricky stages in it, but
Yeah.
man, this one has 2 stages that I think are run killers.
Mm-hmm. I was
So-
gonna say Gyration is first, which is just banks.
Yeah, it's just banks again. Is
Yeah.
there anything actually different, or are they just genuinely the same level?
No, there's a difference. Double Scepter, it's the ramps are pointed inward, and Gyration, it's pointed outward.
Oh, okay.
So that's the difference.
Yeah, it's
Also-
something, I guess.
I put it in B because it's more.
It's an improvement, I guess.
yeah. It also looks nice.
I love this level theme.
Yeah, the textures on this world is really good. Honestly.
I kind of wish somebody could import this into the GameCube
Mhm.
engine that we have. This would be really neat to see in higher res.
Mhm. Next is Converse, which is just overturn, but it only moves in one direction.
It's a little late in the game for this, but considering the bonus scroll doesn't even take you anywhere, it's just kind of okay, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't really have much else to add with it. It's
And you need to take
Sure
the
is.
warp goal too. I'm putting this one in C.
yeah.
Next is Motion Gear, which is just gears. It's the same, honestly.
Yeah, and still just gears.
Yeah, putting this one in B. Because I like the gears.
Yeah, I do like gears. They didn't screw anything up with it. It's got a cool level theme around it. It's not boring.
Yeah. Next is the first original level in Big Bang Boom, and it's Deflecting Protrusion. And you see, I would like this one if it wasn't a hold up.
Mm.
I don't know if you knew that while you played yours, you can hold up and you win.
Yeah, you can.
It's a cool
And that's-
concept with the things like pushing you out, but
Again,
Yeah.
it's a neat effect, but it just kind of doesn't work
yeah.
because
putting
it's too
in
easy to
C.
hold up.
Yeah. And next is Rotary, which is just kind of like a sombrero level.
Yeah, so this is where I realized where Sombrero came from.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
then
cool.
I believe this bonus stage has the second most bananas. It has 65.
But those banana clumps, you can kind of only get one of them.
Yeah, I've actually gotten a perfect on this one though.
You have?
Yeah, so here's what you gotta do. You gotta like ride alongside the sides of the stage, and then eventually you'll go high enough to get the floor on the sides.
Yeah, you
Or-
just gotta build up speed enough.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I don't
In
know.
that
Rotary's
case, I'll move it
okay.
up.
I'm putting it in B tier.
I'll put it in A because it has a lot of bananas.
Next is
That is important
Armada.
to a bonus stage.
That's true. Next is Armada, which is Flock, and nobody likes Flock, and nobody likes Armada, so F tier.
So I'm actually going to be the odd man out on this one because I actually thought Flock was okay. The problem is that it's kind of a hold up to win.
Really?
And surprisingly, like you still have to pause, but like it's just kind of a hold up to win. If there was actually like a pattern you had to figure out, I think it'd be more interesting. And Armada actually does that.
Really? I never noticed.
Yeah, you can't just hold straight forward. Like at least I couldn't. Maybe there is a way to do it that I just suck. But I had to go a different route, and I thought that was kind of interesting. Unfortunately, it's still I hate it because it's very, very difficult to pull off properly with the D-pad.
Yeah.
I feel like this one would actually be more fun if they kept the pattern, but I could use an analog stick.
Mm-hmm.
It's a C for me. I
It's
think it
still
had
F for me.
potential. It's I don't blame you at all. Flock is not a great stage on its own at all.
Yeah. Anyways, got that one out of the way. Next is Trail, which is just wavy brick road but with holes, which makes it better, honestly. So B tier.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Next is Pendulum, which is just momentum, but you can hold up a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah, I don't like this one as well as the its super counterpart, although that goes for most of these. I feel like the timing is a little more awkward.
Yeah, it's weird. The bananas are sideways on this stage.
Yeah, I've noticed.
I'm gonna put Pendulum in C tier. You know, I put Momentum in C tier in my Monkey Ball 2 tier list, and I had a bunch of people saying to me, like, what the heck? Why is Momentum so low? I didn't realize I was such a fan favorite.
I can understand why people like Momentum a lot. It's got a cool effect to it. I'd say this is definitely a weaker version of it. I'd put it in C. I'd probably put regular. Well, I think I did put Momentum regular in A or B. It's not an S tier for me, but I understand why people like it.
Yeah, I get it. It sucks though, for me, the reason why this world is hard is because I'm not very good at Momentum and the next two stages. Next being Wheel of Fortune, which is just polar.
Yeah, they gut punch you twice at the end here.
Yeah.
It's and Polar's extra difficult in this game without any form of analog control.
Yeah, I'm putting Wheel of Fortune in the D tier.
I would agree.
Yeah. They do gut punch you, because next is Starlight Express, which is spiral hard, but the goal is all the way at the end, so it's super hard to do the skip.
Yeah, it's a cool name for a level. Everything else just screams F.
Yeah, not even if you do this the normal way, like, it's hard to balance on the last, like, straight section, like, all the way to the end. Like, yeah, honestly, Starlight Express is going into F tier. Anyways, we only got
That's
three
really
more.
how it do be sometimes.
Yeah. I was gonna say, anyways, we got 3 more worlds to go. World 10, 11, and 12, the double digits, so let's get going to the... Okay,
Nice.
so... Ascension is 10-1, which is just steps, and it's so crazy to think that steps, a beginner stage, is in World 10.
Yeah, this is the start of the last regular world. That's... why? How did people come to that conclusion for level balance?
Yeah, it
Very
still looks
odd.
cool. I'm gonna put it in C tier.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think that's where it was last time.
Mhm.
It's inoffensive in its placement. I mean, it's still an easy level. It's just a weird choice.
Yeah. Next is Rails, which is just curvy options. And the texturing is so weird on this one.
Yeah, in all of these, it's kind of odd. I like the aesthetic,
Yeah.
but it is...
World 9
Kind
probably
of.
has the coolest aesthetic.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna put Rails in the C tier as well.
Yeah, I think I'd agree.
Next is Perpetual Motion, which is basically... It's kind of a hold up, but at the end you just let go. And then, yeah.
I'm trying to remember this one. It's hard to tell sometimes from just the...
No, that makes sense. It's like deflecting protrusion, like you're in a half pipe and stuff. but there's a bunch
Okay.
of like things swinging around
Oh,
trying
I
to knock
remember
you
this
off.
one now. Yeah, this one's alright. This is a B, I think. I can
I
like
say
looking at
that.
it.
Yeah, I agree. I say Perpetual Motion is B tier. And next is Scraper Descent, which is just cliffs.
And I like cliffs, so
Yeah, this is an alright stage. I'm putting this one in A.
yeah, I could agree.
And next is Drop Downhill Drop, which is Gravity Slider but a bonus stage. And Gravity Slider is S tier on its own, but making a bonus stage, if I could do an S plus tier, that would be it.
Yeah, this is in a very top echelon. This needs to be in something else.
Yeah, Drop Downhill Drop is a good stage. Gravity. See, they should have done that with more stages. For example, like, I don't know, there could be another Monkey Ball 2 stage that would have worked well as a bonus stage. Yeah. Next
I always
is,
thought that maybe like making a. This is just kind of sort of amusing of me going through all of these sort of ROM hacks recently. That doing a ROM hack where like every stage was sort of designed around getting every banana in it. I don't know if it'd be even possible to execute that properly, where it could actually restart the level if you failed it. But doing a stage like that where the goal isn't necessarily to reach that specific endpoint, but just to get every banana in it, I think that'd be really interesting.
I know
I was
Toothy,
reminded of that by transferring.
I know
that
Toothy
way.
would agree with that.
Mm.
Yo, shout out to Toothy. What a guy.
What a lad.
Yeah. Anyways, next is Entwine, which is just the second half of Opera.
Yeah. I mean, it's second verse same as the first, right?
Yeah. I'm just gonna put it in B.
Mm-hmm.
So next is Intertwined. So you have Entwined and then Intertwined, which
Hmm.
I think Intertwine's cool. I'm putting it in A, but that's just me.
I think I put it in B, but it's a cool one.
And next is Revolution, which is just rotary bypass, but a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta drop down to the goal too at the end.
Oh yeah, that annoyed me a lot because it actually there's one rail that doesn't have one on it, and that's not clear
Yeah.
the way they design the level. So that
Yeah.
might be
Putting this one in C.
yeah, I'd agree with that. Aside from the cheap shot at the end, it's fine.
Yeah. Revolution's interesting. But next up is Civ Track, which is just Twin Attacker, but it's mostly a hold up because you start more to the right. You can just hold up and then just turn left at the end.
Yeah. I guess that one's just kind of a C or D.
I'm putting this one in C. Yeah. And Slinky is next. And so Toothy showed me his tier list, and he put Slinky in F tier, and I was so shocked. I'm like, Slinky's a pretty cool final
Slinky's
stage.
fine. It's
Yeah.
not like did he die a lot on this one or something?
I don't know.
I don't know. I never. I mean,
That-
I guess
Oh, you can go
it
first.
feels a little anticlimactic, I guess, but there's nothing wrong with it. I don't think. There's
It
some kind
feels-
of collision problem.
It feels anticlimactic because it's not the final stage. It looks like it's the final stage because a lot of people wouldn't know how to get World 11 and 12.
Yeah, it's pretty cryptic. So
I think it lags when you beat the stage though, so that's one thing.
well, a lot of these do that though,
That's true.
and
put
it's
Slinky
after
in A
you
tier.
stopped playing, so it's not that bad.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's A tier, but it's definitely not F.
Yeah, I put it in
It's a
A.
B.
I like it.
It's a fun stage.
Anyways, that's it for World 10. Now we only got 2 worlds to go, World 11 and 12, which are basically considered the quote-unquote extra worlds. I think so. So let's get started with World 11, Studio 1. So we leave 0G Station, and now it's Studio 1 time. Starting with...
I like the aesthetic
backslide.
of this one.
This is a cool aesthetic, I will say that.
I kind of feel like it's a little. I don't like how, like, heavily multicolored. I almost feel like the Studiopolis color palette with this level theme would be amazing,
Hmm.
but it's still fine. I still like the style.
Yeah, I get it. It's a studio. It's a cool looking one. I remember being like so fascinated with this world when I was younger.
Hmm.
But backslide is first, which is most level ones of each world have been pretty easy.
Except this one.
Yeah. In fact, I'm
That's
not. Wait. Call me out if I'm wrong, but no, I was gonna say, has all the first stage been the stage from 1 and 2, but then World 6 is not. I think World 6 is the only one, and then 11 and 12.
Yeah. It's almost every stage here becomes original.
Yeah. Backslide, it's a cool concept. It's kind of difficult, but this is World 11, so makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
putting it in
it's
B
a
tier.
good starting gate.
Yeah. I'm putting it in B tier. And next is Cherry Drop, which is just wavy jump.
Yeah. It's wavy jump.
Yeah, C tier.
C tier.
And next is Truffles, which is just a bunch of spikes. I wonder if
This one in Banana Bash?
Banana Bash? My hat?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't have any touch
I
roll
don't-
stages unless they're unused.
Hmm.
I
Trying to
know
think.
one of
I swear
NGU's
somebody
packs-
used this one.
I was NGU. I think in
Hmm.
Monkey Ball Arcade Edition.
Okay, yeah.
Correct
I
me
think
if
you're
I'm
right.
wrong, Scribblenut, if you're here watching. Scribblenut always knows which stage is
Has a
which.
complete photographic memory for all this stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I
But-
don't know how he does it.
Something interesting about this level is I wonder if this is like an inspiration for some of the spiky levels in Banana Blitz, such as Ultra Heaven 5.
Hmm. Fun
That's
fact,
what
I've never actually played the Ultra Heavens because Dolphin Emulator crashes on the final boss of Banana Blitz.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think they fixed it in a recent version, but now you can't emulate the motion controls as well.
I
So,
emulated the
stuff.
motion controls in Step and Roll.
I'm surprised we played Step and Roll at all.
Yeah, this was actually my first time playing because I never had it.
Hmm.
Anyways, Truffles, I'm putting in the C tier. Sorry,
Yeah,
I went off on a tangent, but you can
Yeah,
finish
kinda
your
went
thought.
No, I was just gonna say, man, I never played Step and Roll. I don't really feel like I need to.
You don't.
I mean, is there anything of particular substance?
Nah,
It's just kind of
it's just
sure
there.
is.
Yeah, it's just there. That game is something else.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Mistake
Anyways,
is what it was.
yeah. Anyways, it's Asymmetry. That's next, which is just narrow peaks.
Yeah, kind of late for this, but it's still a fun stage.
Yeah, putting it in B.
Same.
Next is Scallop, which is an alright bonus stage, honestly. It's possible to get
Yeah, I
all
like
50 bananas, but I feel like if you fall into one other bowl by accident, you can't get the others. You're locked out of
Yeah,
getting them.
stuck. I'd say it's a B.
I agree.
Gonna be a bonus stage in every category, isn't there?
Yeah.
Not one in C yet, or one in F for that matter.
Yeah.
On mine anyway.
Oh, there's gonna be one in F.
Yeah, we're about to see it.
Yeah. Transience is next, which I think is D tier. It's kind of boring. You also have to wait for the first one to come to you.
Yeah, it's not great with its cycling.
Yeah.
I think you could do this stage better than it was done here.
hmm Yeah, I feel like it just make the cycling a little bit better.
Conceptually competent, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just slow.
Mm. Anyways, next is Divergence, which is just branch, but without the warp goal.
F tier, no red goal.
Really?
No red goal, no peace. All right.
The
This
red
is-
goal is replaced with
we
the banana
riot.
bunch. The red goal is just replaced
They
with
need
the
to
banana
understand. They need to understand their actions have consequences.
bunch. That's actually one gripe I have about this game. I think Touch and Rolls. I think it's the third best Monkey Ball game. Tied with Deluxe, but my problem with Touch and Rolls, there's no actual warp goals.
Yeah, well, they don't warp you.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just bonus goals, I guess.
Yeah. They don't even increase your score too, I'm pretty sure. More than the regular goal.
Oh, that's extra lame. Not that the score matters a whole lot in Monkey Ball.
Yeah, but C tier for Divergence for me.
Yeah, I would agree. Jokes aside.
Yeah. Next is Wormhole, which is just Twister.
As opposed to actual Wormhole from...
Yeah. No switches and wormholes in this game also kind of suck. That would have been cool if they had them.
Yeah, I don't really see why they couldn't have done switches. Wormholes might have been hard for the DS to handle.
True.
But,
The difference between Wormhole and Twister, though, is because of the shorter starting platform, it's easier to hold up on this one.
it runs way faster, and I do appreciate that, even if it is a little bit easier to just hold forward to win.
I'm putting this one in C.
I'll put it in B.
Next is Prohibition, which, not too much of a fan of this one.
No.
Yeah, this one's not fun. Putting in D.
It functions better than actual Prohibition, but I mean, it's not particularly competent.
Yeah. Next is Locomote, which is the last stage of World 11.
Yeah, I actually like this one.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I put it in A.
Yeah. It's got a cool effect. I feel like it'd be very not fun if they didn't have sharper walls on the last platform, and you just flung yourself off every time.
Oh, yeah, true. I agree.
The fact that they actually tested for that accordingly, I think, makes this one fun.
Yeah. But wow, we're on the last world, Meshmosh. This should be fun.
What an odd name.
I know, right? And
this one hurts my eyes.
Yeah, this one's pretty tricky. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. And the cool thing about this world, though, is I believe most of the stages here are original.
All but one of them, right?
No,
Or
there's 4 that are from... Let's see. We have... One of them is from SMB1, the other 3 are from SMB2.
Okay.
Anyways, let's get started with World 12. It's time for the final world. So, starting off, we have Whiplash, which is basically like launchers, but there's 3 of them, and it's like a pyramid instead of a log.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
The challenging starting gate for the last world of the game. It's a B, I think.
Whiplash is a cool level. Lick Shot, which is just break, but no warp goal, and it moves faster. And because of this faster moving cycle, you can hold up on it.
Yeah, it's a hold up to win now, which is ironic because I'm sure they tried to make it more difficult with the faster movement.
Yeah.
So, C.
Yeah, I'd say that. Spasmodic is next, which is like the pool noodle level.
Noodles, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's an
fine.
alright stage. It's kind of late for World 12. Like, it's kind of easy. I'm putting Spasmodic in B. What about you?
Yeah, I was sort of teetering between B and C, but I think it's a B.
Next is Gesticulation, which is just Fluctuant Travelator, but harder. And where did I put Fluctuant Travelator? Because I'm going to put it one above that. I put it in... I can't even find it. I'm 90% sure I put it in C tier. But I can't find it. What the heck? Where did it go? No, come back.
There's too many.
I found it. It's in B tier. So I'm putting Gesticulation in A tier. Because it's, like, more challenging.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a more advanced version of the previous stage.
Yeah.
And that I put it in the same, but I can't seem to find it either.
I was gonna say, hey, remember the F tier bonus stage we were talking about?
Yeah,
Protuberance, which is just banana hunting, but no goal.
Yeah.
There's 96 bananas, which I guess if they were all possible to get, it's good to have 9
but now you
extra
can get
lives.
maybe like 30 of them.
Yeah.
So that's
if you could get them all, that'd be so useful for this world. Protuberance, F tier. Alright, the last 5 stages, which are all pretty hard. Gauge is first. Gauge looks cool. It's like the gauge of a car or something. It's kind of hard though.
I don't know, I'd say it's a B, I think.
Yeah. Something I noticed with the hard levels here is they're actually done well. Like, a lot of the hard original stages are done pretty well.
Yeah. I think they're done with the DS in mind more than the ported ones.
Yeah, exactly. Makes sense. Next is Permeation, which is just Giant Comb, but with 4 teeth instead of 2.
Yeah, and I actually like that change.
And it's a little slower, too.
I actually really like original Giant Comb, so, yeah, this is an A tier for me.
B for me. I don't really like Giant Comb, but this is a lot better.
Giant Comb was, like, very important to me as a Monkey Ball player.
Yeah, makes sense. Because it's like, it's one of the stages where it's like, alright, you can't just run through everything.
You have to know how to control your speed now.
Yeah. Same with, like, reversible gear. They both teach you that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Anyways, next is Cavity, which is the final ported stage of the game. And it's just Hierarchy. Which, putting it in C.
Yeah, I mean, regular Hierarchy is fine. This is fine as well, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I put it in B.
Mm-hmm. Next up is Aperture, which is just, it's kind of like Hierarchy, but it spins.
I swear there was a level at least kind of like this in Banana Blitz, or maybe I'm thinking of a ROM hack again.
There's a ROM hack. Arcade Edition has a stage similar to this called Holy Spinner.
Keep getting my wires crossed.
So that's what this one makes me think of. But, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of this one. I'm gonna put Aperture in D, honestly.
I think it's fine. It sets out what it wants to do. The goal can be annoying. It can be annoying to get pot-shotted out of the stage by it.
Yeah, exactly.
But everything else about it, I think, works.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of, keep forgetting the name of this one. It's Master 1 from SMB2.
Centrifugal?
Yes. Reminds me of that a lot, and I do like that stage quite a bit.
That's a cool stage. But yo, we made it. The last stage, stage 120, Palpitation, which is arguably the hardest stage in the game.
Very weird name for a level, but I like it a lot. I put it in A.
Same. I think it's a really good final stage.
It's well done. I like the use of jump mechanics that were kind of underutilized in every other part of the game.
Yeah. I think, like, this stage and Protuberance were, like, the only ones with jump mechanics.
It almost does kind of feel like a boss fight, which I think is a very interesting balance that some of these final levels can try to toe.
Yeah. I actually, yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, because you gotta...
You have an explicit target that's moving around. You do feel like you're almost facing something.
Yeah, true.
More directly than just trying to navigate the level.
But yo, we did it.
So that's cool. So that's it, huh?
Yeah. Touch and roll tier list. Done. This is fun to do, because Touch and Roll was my first game. So what are your...
my most recent, so...
Yeah. So what are your S tiers?
Worked out pretty neat.
Yeah. What are your S tiers? Because mine's Millipede, Epicenter, Free Ride, Rippling Road, Spinning Sun, and Drop Downhill Drop.
I think I have all of the same S tiers that you do.
Interesting.
I think entirely, actually.
Didn't you
I think they're just kind of the most well-regarded stages in the game in general. I think had I not learned that you could do the hollow skip, it probably would have made it down to A. But now that I know that you can actually do it,
yeah, you can.
It made it into S. So.
And then my F tiers are Roller Coaster, Coil, Staircase, Road to Nowhere, Armada, Starlight Express, and Protuberance.
I can barely read the names off of here, and I don't have them memorized.
You're good.
But you can still probably tell from the screen here how they compare to Cherrim's.
Yeah. But
I'll put them in post or something.
yeah, but yeah, this was fun. I actually enjoyed doing this with you. It's like cool
Yeah,
to do a
it
tier
was-
list with somebody.
I think it allows. In general, I think I'm kind of dry whenever I try to host something like this alone. So I think it helps to have somebody to have a conversation with some of these different
Yeah.
opinions.
Yeah,
Even
and
though we definitely did agree on quite a bit of it.
yeah, even like yeah, it was fun to find out some tangents, like the origin of the word palavar or whatever.
Yeah, that turns out to it just started here. Word invented in 2006.
Yeah, but yeah, this was fun. Let me know what you guys think I should do next. I'm thinking either adventure, deluxe, or a ROM hack. Yeah, I'm excited to do more of these. These are always fun to do. But yeah, any final things you want to say, Logan?
No, aside from I'd probably join you for most of those. I haven't played everything from adventure, but I could still give some input on, especially beginner and advanced, a little bit of expert. That's all I have experience with. But yeah, if we did the 45 deluxe exclusive stages, I'd be game for that. Or any ROM hacks I could probably help with.
Yeah.
So yeah, you may see me again in the future.
Mhm.
Audience of Cherrim.
Yeah, be sure to subscribe to the Gaming Series channel. I'll put the link in the
and
description.
if you somehow showed up on my channel first, subscribe to Cherrim. I'll have a link to his channel in the description. If you weren't already watching along on his side as well.
Anyways, yeah, I think that's it. I'm probably ready to head off, but yeah,
that'll
this
be
is
all.
fun. All right, see you guys in the next video.
So long, Gay Bowsers.